Dave Burns, another 2 wins for the Athletics. Looks like a big season again for the A's. What is the secret of your success? This year, last year, just one loss on the road.
I think more than anything, it's we're playing as a team. In the past, we tended to rely on our import players a little too much, and this year it's more of a team effort. So I would have to say that. And of course, pitching wins baseball games, and we have more pitching depth than we've had, I think, in the history of the club. So those two things I would say are the secret sauce right now.
It was a difficult season. It was definitely difficult. When you've beaten some of the best teams in the league, you could play some good baseball. But then on the second half of the doubleheader, when you split with them and take a loss, it's tough. But, I'm coming back next year. I love my group of guys, and I'm excited. I'm excited about the evolution of this club and the progress we're going to be making.
So you needed actually 1 win to stay alive, 2 wins to have a really big chance. Was it in your head? Did you say, okay, the Wanderers going to beat Kufstein at least once?
You know what? That's totally out of our control. We have to show up and we have to play our game, and that's all we had to concentrate on today. Unfortunately, we didn't get it done. I tip my cap to this team. They had 2 incredible pitching performances. I really like those guys. They competed their butts off. So just tip our cap to them. They played some good games, and we weren't able to compete with them.
Looking at the stats, at the team stats and at the individual stats, the Ducks are pretty much high up there. So what was the problem actually to bring it down to wins?
If we solve this riddle here, I think we're in a much better position at the end of the year. Timely hitting, big situations. I think the 8th inning of the first game when we have bases loaded and no outs and we were unable to scratch a run across, that kind of sums it up. We got to get those big hits and those big situations, and we got to get tough, and we have to compete in those situations. But sometimes that's how baseball goes. Major leaguers, they play 162 games to determine who the best team in the league is. Here, it's 26. This is a miniature slump for some major leaguers. So it's a sprint here, definitely not a marathon, and I think I will be much more prepared, and our guys will be much more prepared moving forward.
The Ducks, they're a scrappy team. We actually didn't want to face them in the playoffs because they're a playoff performing team. They play hard. And last year they really, gave us a challenge. They had an uphill battle, to try to make the playoffs here in the last few games. I think the problem with the Ducks right now is they just don't have a lot of bench. They have, a quality starting lineup and 1 through 9, and they have good pitching, and they're all good players. They just don't have a lot of guys to call on the bench. So we've been in that position. Thankfully, this year we're not. But in the past, we've been in the same situation where you have 1 or 2 guys on the bench to call, and that's not easy to to put a lot of wins up on the board when some guys have to work on Saturday, because this isn't professional baseball. So a lot of guys are working on Saturday, and that makes it tough when you have 12 guys on your roster. So I think that's their biggest issue right now. But I think the future looks good. They have a good youth program, so I think there's going to be a lot to see from the Ducks in the future.
So you say you don't want to face them in the playoffs. Is there a team you want to face in the playoffs, or is there a team you actually don't want to face in the playoffs?
I mean, that's what I love about the Austrian league. The BLA is unlike most of Europe. Any team could beat anybody on any given day. So there isn't really any team that stands out that we want to face. We just kind of focus on what we're doing, and if we play our game, I feel like we're the team to beat this year.
So you have 1 more game left against Treskirchen Grasshoppers. It's a chance to sweep them.
Yeah, of course, and that would be great. It would be our first sweep of the season. Like you said, we don't have much to play for as far as playoffs, but we're all men here. We have pride, and we definitely want to play a good game against these guys and see what we could do,
Good luck, Coach, for the last game, and thanks very much.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Now I have a bye week in the quarterfinals. Is this the blessing or a curse not to play a week?
We'll find out. It's a bye weekend's always nice, but then there's a weekend after the bye where there's a rain date, so it's actually we don't play for 3 weeks after the season, and that I think is not an easy thing. We would hope to play sooner than that, but in the end, it's a long season. We've been playing hard since March in spring training in Italy, and there's some guys that are tired and a little bit sore and nursing some injuries, so we could use the time off to recover and We just got to make sure that we practice hard and that we're ready when the time comes.
Good luck for the playoffs, coach, and see you soon.
Thank you very much.